What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today we're going to talk about everyday carry, or EDC. It's a term that's thrown around quite a bit. People have their own version of what it means. Today I thought I'd spend some time with my EDC kit and share the stuff that's in it and share how I kind of landed there. Now, of course, the first piece of my EDC kit is always a good pocket knife. I prefer larger knives. This is a Kubi that I will be spending some time with in a separate video. Just know that this is carbon fiber. It is S35VN. It is comfortable in hand. The blade shape makes it useful for a wide variety of functions. It's a great knife, and it's going to get its own video, so we'll come back to that. This is my other piece of EDC kit. This goes in my backpack or my small shoulder bag or wherever I'm going. If I'm just going to go jump in the car, it tends to go in the car with me. It's got tools and bits and pieces in it that have come to be useful to me, which is why it goes with me every day. Yours will be different, but this is mine. So let's take a look and see where we landed, shall we? First is a good kit bag. This is a Maxpedition kit bag. I love it for its size. I love it for how much it holds. It is durable and reliable. Of course, that's my patch. It is very fitting for the life that I have led so far, and I think it makes me laugh and it keeps me entertained, so that's why I've got that on there. Let's see what's inside. Well, as you can see, there's a wide variety of tools. We'll kind of run through them, and you can figure out if these would be useful for you or pick something else. We'll start on the left side over here. First, I always have a tactical pen with me. This is aircraft aluminum. It has a carbide glass breaker on the tip. It's actually a really good writing tool. These are about $6 on Amazon. You cannot go wrong. An important thing to note is this will go right through TSA, because it's just a pen, but it is also somewhat more than that. And I don't think that you can go wrong here. Finding a pen that works for you. Now remember, I have big hands, so a big chunk of a pen like this is not an issue. But of course, having something to write with and something to use for other purposes nearby has served me really well. I carry scissors. Now, a good pocket knife is super useful, but a good pair of scissors is exponentially more so, because I'll tell you, when you need a pair of scissors, you need a pair of scissors. And so rather than use a knife or something else that's not accurate or consistent for cuts like that, I just carry a pair of scissors along with me, and it does everything I need it to. I've actually got some grip tape on here as well that I can peel off and use for other purposes if I need it. A good pair of scissors goes a long way. What else do we have? Well, I do not use my knives as a pry bar. Nope, I use a pry bar as a pry bar. This is a Tucson. It is titanium. I don't usually have the pocket clip on there, and I put it back on recently and realized I lost one of the screws. So be it. This is actually a multi-purpose tool. As you can see, it's got a really nice bottle opener on it. It's got a really nice nail puller on it. This thing is great for wedging into small spaces and prying stuff open, which is exactly what it's for. It's also not bad as a secondary self-defense tool. This is a really useful tool to have around, and so it goes in my everyday carry. In the middle here, we have something I think everyone should have. We have a decent flashlight. Now this is an inexpensive light that I got off Amazon. I have expensive lights that I tend to carry in my pockets, but this, look, if something happens to this, I'm not going to care. It's not the end of the world, but, oh, excuse me again. It is bright enough for the task at hand. The battery in it lasts for a long time. It's just a great light. A flashlight is an important piece of my everyday carry kit. Maybe you can make it part of yours. On the other side, we have tools that have been useful to me. First, I always have a backup knife. In this case, it is the Ferrum Forge Gent that was sold by Mass Drop, I think still is, or Drop as they're called now. This is S35VN. These are G10 scales that I've dyed out black. The rest of this is titanium. Look, this is just a really good, functional, small knife to have around in case, for some reason, I don't have my primary, right? So always a secondary knife, usually rides in my kit with me. You know, at $100, which is what these cost, if something happens to this kit, there's another thing about this kit that you may have noticed already. Nothing in here is super expensive. And part of that is because if this was to disappear or parts of it go missing, it isn't the end of the world. This is kind of one of those knives for me. This is a spectacular knife, which will also get its own video at some point, but it's my backup. I carry an inexpensive set of Torx wrenches, drivers, because I carry a lot of pocket knives, and this has been really useful in basic maintenance, right? You cannot go wrong. I think this was $3 or $4. It has all of the sizes that I've ever needed. It is a really useful tool for me, and so I keep it handy and nearby. This is a CRKT multi-tool. Now look, this is not awesome, but it does have a standard bit driver on it, as you can see. It even has a little flashlight, which I don't need. I have my other one, but that's where the bits live. It's just a good wrench, and that has come in very handy from time to time. Are there better than this? Probably. This fits my budget, and it also fits in my bag, and so it offers a variety of useful tools without taking up too much space or adding too much weight. You can get these on Amazon for not too much money. As I said, this is at least where I have landed with this, just because I want a good wrench, and the other things that go with it are sort of bonus. And then, of course, a really good multi-tool. This is my Leatherman Wave, and I've had one of these in some form or another for decades at this point. To me, the Wave has the most versatility and variety. It again has a really nice, it's got a saw blade on it, or a good serrated blade on it. It's got a really nice folding blade on it. Of course, it's got the pliers. Look, man, I keep hitting that today. A good multi-tool goes a long, long way. Now, some of these you'll notice are sort of doubling up in function, and that's because I've had times when I've needed a pair of pliers and a wrench. For instance, you're working on something that's on both sides, you need both. So I have the tools with me in case that is the case, in case I have that need. Now I can grab this out of the bag and throw it in my pocket if none of this other stuff is available, and it serves multiple purposes and many needs. And that makes this a valuable tool to have around, even with all this other stuff, because it doubles up, but also functions as its own tool. To me, at least, I think that's important. What else do I have in here? Well, it is the modern age, and so I keep a battery backup for my phone and for whatever the devices I'm carrying. This little battery can charge my phone for days. I have taken this camping, been out for a week, and never had to worry about it. This little battery does everything I need it to, and of course then within here somewhere I've got cables for the phone and for standard stuff. So that's my basic kit. Over here in the zipper pouch, I've got some Band-Aids and some medical supplies, which I'm not going to get into because they're in there a certain way. But that's my point. This is my EDC. What's yours? What do you carry with you all the time? If you don't have something that sort of doubles up as an emergency kit and a tool kit, would you think about it? I live in California. We have pretty serious earthquakes. In my car, I've got water and a blanket. I have a full toolkit in there, but I always have this with me in case I need to hit it and go. I'm also a ham radio operator, so part of a larger kit are my ham radios, which I use in case of emergency. So what do you guys do? What's your everyday carry? What does it look like? And what purposes does it serve? Feel free to share down in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe to this video and to the channel at large. I'd love to have you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.